Hello, Billy the Artist here, back with a little overview video about when I drew Ariana Grande. Now there's a full lesson. I drew this in just over 4 hours and it's fully narrated and you can learn how to do it too. There's a link in the cards and in the description to this full complete lesson. There are also in the description links to 4 videos where I split it down into sections and they will have the YouTube subtitles on as well. Before we go any further, please do like and subscribe, tick the bell to be notified when new videos are available, and I just love encouraging you guys with your drawing. But this was just a joy. Now, right now you can see just a little slideshow of this drawing developing from the very beginning, the first stage, right the way through to the completed artwork. Now again, this is just a little slideshow so you can see just the transitions of Ariana moving forwards in this video. Now there is also the time lapse. I'm going to play the time lapse and I will talk through it very quickly as the time lapse goes through. And this was the time lapse that's up. Again, there's a link in the cards to the actual time lapse itself, and so you can see the full drawing in a few minutes. Now again, I'll talk through this video, but again, thank you very much for liking my work, for sharing it, and I look forward to teaching you more in the future. So this is the time lapse. I've extended this. If you click the link in the cards and in the description, you can see the time lapse in about 3 minutes, but I'm just going to narrate over so you can see everything. Now, as you can see, I've got this grid. It's a 2 centimeter grid in the banner. You can see the dimensions. If you go to the community tab on my page, you can download the PNG file of the reference of Ariana, and even, just the JPEG of Ariana, and the PNG file of the green grid itself. Now, I've just used that grid to put down a load of shapes. How to draw anything part 1. I use basic shapes to build everything up. Right now, I'm starting to detail the lines up. Now you can see, using the grid, it's allowed me to put the shapes down very simply. That was not available, that kind of teaching when I started drawing in the 80s was not available to me back then, which is why I like showing you how to do all of this. Now, I'm using a 2B pencil and I've put all of those lines down. When I put the grid down, this is now the outline going down. I'm doing the outline more detailed. But even this outline, I'm putting it down very dark. You don't have to do the grid or the outline as dark as I actually put these down. It just helps. There is a techniques video about laying the grids down as well. Check that out. That will be in the description too. And you see the grid actually being laid down. Now you can see the outline is going down completely just to give you solid areas then to start to fill in. Now again, I'm filling hair in here and just working across the hair, then down, just working around the drawing, looking at the reference, going back, just building up the outline so as I've got a complete outline ready to do. Once that's done, you can then rub out and erase the grid. It can go. Again, if you do the grid lightly, it's easier to rub out. Now I've left the edge of the grid so you can see that this is an instructional video, and I rubbed it out after that you can see at the very beginning. But now I'm just starting again with the 2B pencil and I'm just filling in all of the flesh, just putting a light tone in all the way over, and then starting to add and build up just some other areas of darker tone. And I'm just doing that very lightly using the pencil at the tip of my fingers, just filling in the area quickly to put a complete amount of tone down. Now I started to add in some tone in the hair and around the ears. Now again, this is over 4 hours. I do this in full real time, narrating as I go. So you will get the whole lot in the YouTube video links that are in the cards and in the descriptions, and you can check that out, and please do share it like crazy. But again, I'm just building up tone up to a mid-tone now, still using just a 2B pencil. Now I do use a 4B pencil. Now here you can see I've just got a piece of kitchen towel tissue and I'm smoothing everything down. Now this is just something that I like to do. You can leave it just normal pencil lines if you want, but I do that, and then I'm picking out some of the highlights with a clean putty rubber. Now you can see I'm using a cotton bud to actually smooth with more detail, just showing you can use simple things around the lips and the eyes, and just working very, very carefully to build that detail up. Again, taking out some of the highlights now, using a putty rubber. Now back in with a pencil. Do excuse my head. I now actually have a barrier in front of the camera so as I can stop my head appearing as much as possible. But you can see now I'm starting to detail up the eyes. Now you can use, I'm probably using a 2B, but you can also use a 4B for darker. And the 4B and 8B, 6B, they are softer pencils and you get a darker line. Now again, I've just started to do the eyes so you've got something to lock onto, to focus on in the actual drawing, so that Ariana is actually looking out at you. And again, this is just a good thing in a drawing. If you've got a solid set of area that's complete, you can then build it up. And again, you can see I've done the left eye, the right eye, and the right eyebrow. Now I'm working across the left eyebrow, and I'm just building up the tones around. Again, you just saw a little bit with the cotton bud, just smoothing that out, just pushing it around as if it's like makeup. Now again, back with the pencil, doing the shadow underneath the nose, just raising a little highlight there with a putty rubber. Now that's a kneadable putty eraser or putty rubber, and that's a clean one, but you also see a very dirty one that I use. When I rubbed out the big lines earlier, that was with a large solid Mars Plastic Stettler eraser. That's just the type that I use. I've just found them to be very, very good for what I do. Oh, the paper is A4 as well. You saw that in the level with all the guidelines on the banner that was up earlier. But you can see, again, I'm now working across the face just to build up the tone. And again, I'm probably using a 2B pencil because it's just nice and soft, but soft enough and hard enough to actually give me a lot more tones. Now, you can experiment with pencil. Again, you can see I'm just building up that dark around the ear, and the ear is just starting to lift off the paper now. And again, doing the shadow down on the neck, actually increasing the intensity of the shadows, building up the tones so as you're getting more three-dimensional form. Now already you can see, because we've done the eyes, the nose and the mouth, Ariana's face is actually lifting off the page. Now, there's no formula. You don't have to do it in this direction. You could literally have done the hair first. Now again, you can see I've just put that little crescent moon tattoo on her neck. Again, just picking up highlights. Again, you can see I'm now filling in the hair. This will be with a 4B pencil, maybe even an 8B. It's just softer and the pencil line goes down. I actually like digging in with the pencil, and I'm using graphite pencil, not charcoal. Just a medium I really love using. So again, you can see me filling in the shapes in the direction of the hair of the dark, and it's just great to be able to do this because it then gives you a lot of form to work to. Now people say, oh, I need a tutorial on hair. Now one of the sections of 4 is just purely the hair, and that's a direct hair tutorial. Every portrait where there's a hair tutorial, and I keep on saying draw in the direction that you would brush the hair. That's what makes it look natural. And again, I'm doing this to show you the techniques that you can develop to draw realistic portraits. Again, I did this in just over 4 hours. You can spend as long as you like, and I've already seen people's results from this, and it's been a joy to see youngsters, 10 years old, 12 years old, having a go and learning to draw portraits. It's absolutely fantastic, right the way through to older people. Again, you can see that long flow of hair going all the way down. I am just drawing and then highlighting, just taking little bits off using the darker putty rubber, a used one, and that just allows me to fill in the tone. And you can see now that Ariana is really starting to lift off. Now I chose not to grey the background. I just left the background as the paper, whereas you can soften that around. On Luna Lovegood, I put a full grey background in, again just filled it with the pencil and then smudged it with a kitchen towel. Now again, you can see I'm using a paintbrush there. That's just a soft nylon brush, and I also use a little chiselled one as well, and you literally soften. You get great, lovely soft transitions on the skin using a paintbrush. Again, it's simple. You see there I just used a cotton bud again, but using the paintbrush, you can literally push the pencil around as if it is like makeup. Now that is really good tip to use. Again, experiment with different paintbrushes, see what you can do. Again, we're getting close to the end, And that is me pulling out the highlights now, lifting up everything, just final touches, final details. And that's Ariana Grande drawn and completed. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. Do check out the full Ariana Grande lessons. Again, the links are in the cards and in the descriptions. Please do like and subscribe. Again, it's over 4 hours of real-time drawing, and there's the short time lapse, about 3 minutes, where you can see that even quicker. But it's just great to narrate that as I go and give you a little quick overview. But I drew this in 4 hours using really basic techniques, and I want you to be able to do it too. So again, like and subscribe. See you in the next drawing video. Thanks very much. Take care. Ta-da.